Perfect, David-folded sparkles. Here's the complete story of Daniel, fully arranged into one continuous, flowing story, from his birth to his death. Written like a beautiful, engaging narrative you can use for storytelling, teaching, or even visual projects. Glowing Star: The Life Story of Daniel, from birth to death. Long ago in the city of Jerusalem, a child was born into a noble Jewish family. His name was Daniel. From his earliest days, Daniel was known for his wisdom, his gentle spirit, and his strong faith in God. His parents taught him the laws of Moses and raised him to love righteousness and truth. Life in Jerusalem was peaceful then, but dark clouds were gathering. The people of Judah had turned away from God, and their disobedience would soon bring destruction. When Daniel was still a teenager, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon invaded Jerusalem. The city fell, and many young men from noble families were taken captive to Babylon, Daniel among them. Though his heart ached for home, Daniel did not lose his faith. He knew God was still with him, even in a foreign land. In Babylon, Daniel and his 3 friends, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, later called Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were chosen to serve in the king's palace. They were trained in the language, culture, and wisdom of the Babylonians. The king ordered that they eat his royal food and drink his wine, but Daniel refused. He did not want to disobey God's commands. Instead, he asked to eat only vegetables and drink water. After 10 days, Daniel and his friends looked healthier and stronger than all the others. The officials were amazed, and Daniel earned great respect. As time passed, God gave Daniel special wisdom and understanding. One night, King Nebuchadnezzar had a troubling dream that none of his wise men could explain. Daniel prayed earnestly, and God revealed the meaning of the dream to him. Daniel told the king that his dream was about the rise and fall of kingdoms, ending with the eternal kingdom of God. The king was amazed, fell before Daniel, and made him ruler over all the wise men of Babylon. Years later, King Nebuchadnezzar built a huge golden statue and commanded everyone to bow before it. Daniel's 3 friends refused to worship the idol, choosing instead to stand faithful to God. In fury, the king threw them into a blazing furnace, but God protected them. When the king saw that the fire had not harmed them, he praised their God as the one true God. Though Daniel was not in the furnace, this miracle strengthened his faith even more. As Daniel continued to serve in Babylon, another dramatic moment came. King Belshazzar, the grandson of Nebuchadnezzar, held a great feast using cups taken from God's holy temple. During the celebration, a mysterious hand appeared and began writing words on the wall. Everyone was terrified. No one could read the message until Daniel was called. Calm and fearless, Daniel told the king that the writing meant his kingdom had been judged by God and would fall that very night. And indeed, that night, the kingdom of Babylon was conquered by the Medes and Persians. Under the new rule of King Darius, Daniel was appointed as one of the highest officials in the land. His honesty and wisdom made him stand out, but this caused jealousy among other leaders. They plotted to destroy him. Knowing Daniel prayed 3 times a day to God, they tricked the king into signing a law that no one could pray to any god or person except the king himself for 30 days. But Daniel continued to pray, just as he always had, facing Jerusalem with faith and courage. When the conspirators caught him praying, they told the king, though Darius loved Daniel, the law could not be changed. Daniel was thrown into a den of hungry lions. That night the king could not sleep. At dawn, he rushed to the den and called out, "Daniel, has your God saved you?" From the darkness came Daniel's voice. "My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths." Daniel was lifted out unharmed, and the king was overjoyed. Darius then commanded that all people should respect the God of Daniel, for he is the living God who rescues and saves. As years passed, Daniel continued to serve faithfully under many kings: Nebuchadnezzar, Belshazzar, Darius, and Cyrus. God gave him many visions about the future, about mighty kingdoms yet to come, about the promised Messiah, and about the end of time. Though some visions were hard to understand, Daniel wrote them all down with obedience and humility. Daniel grew old in Babylon, wise and honored by all. He never returned to Jerusalem, but every day he prayed facing the city he loved. His life was a shining example of faith in a foreign land. Even in exile, Daniel showed that true power comes from trusting God above all. At last, when his work was done and his hair had turned white with age, Daniel passed away peacefully. He died full of faith, hope, and the knowledge that he had lived a life pleasing to God. His story remains one of courage, wisdom, and unwavering devotion. And so ends the life of Daniel, the boy who was taken from Jerusalem, the man who stood before kings, and the prophet whose faith moved heaven and earth.